Hi, Karen Sullivan here, and it is time for another show of life, health, and more. And I'm super excited because I'm always excited, you know that, but I have stuff to really share with you today. I'm doing a 4-part series on a zesty, wonderful life because we want our lives to be skippy and happy, and life is serious, but I'd like to be able to lighten up a little bit occasionally. And so we are going to do 4 series today, and I will be here on Christmas Day if you cannot join me, and I'll be here New Year's Day. If you can't join me, then just catch the show later because you can always get it in rerun. I like to call it in replay. So we are trying, I want you to be able to make positive changes. We've talked a lot about getting off the diet roller coaster for those of you that are, interested in losing weight, but there's also a whole element about just maintaining a fitness level. And with it comes the weight loss. And so I think that what happens a lot of times is everybody goes, I am disgusted with myself. I'm very unhappy. I want to lose weight. Okay, that's great and credible, perfect. But they're going to set up the program and not have the tools that you need. They, you, me, all of us, not have the tools that we need to make it work. So if you have not been watching my shows for a while, and you might need to go back and catch up, and because there's things that you need to have in place, but the stuff that I'm doing now will dovetail with the other parts of my program. The first thing that I always talk about is you have to find your why you want to do something, what your motivation is. The second thing is you have to make sure that you're mindful and focused and you have a plan and you're here in the center watching what's going on and not caught up in the hubbub of the world around you. Life happens. Things are insane, especially this time of year, right? So that's imperative, and that's on another video. You can also, if you don't have the time and you can't get into Facebook to watch it at Life, Health, and More, you can go to my YouTube channel, Karen Sullivan, and that you'll be able to see the same videos. I've got them there also. So let's go back and talk about having your motivation and your why you want to do something. And you really need to make sure that you have the what you've decided is the reason you want to lose weight is your heart's desire. It's the thing that sort of makes your heart skip a beat when you think of it. It's not simply that I want to get into a certain dress size. Well, there's a reason you want to be in that dress size, and you have to keep asking yourself that question. So it's also important to know that this information is something you hold very dear to your heart and close, and you don't share with people. Because when you do share with them, people have opinions, or sometimes they don't even have an opinion, but their facial expression when you're telling them about why you want to lose weight and what your hopes and your dreams are, it comes out and it kind of sounds trite and maybe somewhat juvenile and ridiculous. And it's not. It's what is aching inside you to come out, and you want to make those changes, and that's a valid reason. It's any reason you have is a valid reason, especially when it comes from the heart. So here you have to think about making choices, and in that, finding that why, we talk about making choices. And if you're going to have a positive change in your life, you have to make new choices. You can't do the same thing that you've done before, because if that same thing was going to work, then you wouldn't need to be doing this again, right? You wouldn't need to do it because the choices that you made initially will work, and you'll follow the path and you get to where you want to. You've got a set of goals and that'll happen. So a new path is what you need for positive changes. And that's what I believe my program is about. ZWL is from my book, The Zen of Weight Loss. I like to call it Zesty Wonderful Living because it's more than just weight loss, okay? But the other part of that to remember is that we have to do something different. So, you know what you want to do. You have your why. You want to lose the weight. And then the thing that's important is to recognize what you have done before may not work. So you need to look for new changes, new things, make a different choice. And you know, life is kind of complicated, and no matter what we do, we are always making choices. Even when we decide we're not going to do something, it's still a choice. Somebody says you have door A, door B, and you go, no, I think I'd rather not do that right now. Well, you still made a choice, right? So we're moving through it. You have to be just really aware. That's part of mindfulness, okay? So you have to remember that when you're choosing your exercises, that you have to be realistic. You can't go crazy, and you certainly can't do what anybody else is doing. And a lot of times, like for me, I know that I could never work out the way that I used to work out when I was 20 something years old. It's been 40 years and I couldn't do that. My body is not capable of doing it because of injuries from life. And so that's something that I can't do. But there's always things that I can do. So I can't run anymore, but I can certainly walk. And on days like today, where my knee is whacked out again, I dislocated it in July of 2016. And so every now and then it rears its ugly head, and sure as shooting, last night it kind of barked at me, and I thought, well, this is peachy. I had to teach a cardio interval class this morning. How am I going to do that? I can barely walk. It did work its way out. I'm wearing my brace. I'm okay. But see, that sort of leaves the running out of the mix. Okay. But so I walk even with my brace, and I'm okay. Just ease into it. The other thing that you're going to have to do for choices is look at any habits that you might have that are really not the best choices that you might be making, whether it's certain kind of foods you eat, the amount of alcohol you drink, whether or not you have soda. And these things, I'm not saying you need to stop or change them in any way. That's up to you. This is going to be your program. It's not the Joe Belushi diet. I don't know why I thought of him, but anyway, it's not anybody's name. It's not some great chef's diet. It's not some big diet center diet. It is yours, and you determine what you cannot eat based on what you're writing in your journal and what you find works best for you and for your body. Again, I've given a lot of this information in other videos, and you could go back and see that. But the difference with this is I want you to remember and be conscious that choices really matter, and you want to have this goal and you're moving toward it. So the first thing was, as I said, your why. And now you have to look at and review the alternatives, okay? So if you were not trying to get healthy and you chose to go down the path that you have always done, where do you think you might end up? As you think about it and you review and sort of like in your mind, go down that path to see where it leads and what might happen with you. I worked with a lady yesterday who, in doing this reverie with me and sort of closing her eyes and thinking about what was happening in her life and has happened in the lives of her family members, she had lost her sister, and her brother was not well. And so there was this perhaps a genetic propensity for all three of the siblings to have a problem. And she said, I don't have a problem now, but if that's what it looks like, I really don't want to have anything to do with that. So I need to be proactive now. So look for the things that could happen and go, that will help to reinforce what you want to do now. There you go. Now, remember that it's about to try and get healthy. It's about doing the exercise, moving. I say exercise. just a word, but really it's a matter of moving. And I know somebody that kayaks all the time, and kayaking is really strenuous. You use your upper body, but you're still burning calories while you're doing it. And this weather's a little intense for December. I don't know if I'd kayak now, but it is still a form of movement of exercise. Okay, so those words are kind of interchangeable in my head. Whether you're doing a class, just lifting weights, doing something in your home, movement. You have to do it, and you have to do it safely. Okay. And then, as I said, choosing your foods and watching how foods affect you. And that's why the journal is so important to me. Now, what I'm really concerned about with people, and I was reading something on LinkedIn today, and this guy was talking about this woman did this program that they had, and I looked through and looked at his credentials and tried to see what it was he was selling and what it was that this lady had been doing and had lost a lot of weight, and she really looked fantastic. But I couldn't find anywhere where he had any nutritional training, whether he wasn't a registered dietitian, a nutritionist. He wasn't a doctor. He wasn't a chiropractor. He wasn't he had nothing, but he had this business. And this lady evidently was a client of his, which is terrific. And I am so grateful that she did well. But I'm concerned for people who are doing programs. They're eating less food and trying to get weight off, and whether you're counting calories or you're doing carb count or whatever, however it's working out for you, I'm afraid that people are not getting the nutrition that they need to be getting. So you have calcium and potassium and vitamin D and the B vitamins and folic acid that's so important. I know of a few people recently who's have lost babies because they didn't have the folic acid that they needed. And so I kind of go in my head, what is going on? Because we're not nutritionists, and I'm not either, but I am a coach. And I have been involved with my affiliate program through Shackley Corporation since, as the 60s. As a kid, I used it, but I have been on the products in the 80s. I used them the whole time that I was doing my bodybuilding and my lifting for years and years, and I continue to take the products. I trust them because they've been around actively for 62 years, 1956. 63 years, cut my math there a little bit. And Dr. Shackley started the company early on in his research, and like 1916, he made the first multiple vitamin, and he called it mineral. Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name. I'll remember it in a second. Vitalized Minerals. That's it. Vitalized Minerals. Nobody had done anything with vitamins and nutrition, and he was the first to do it. So this company does the research. They calculate what people need to be taking. And the reason why I feel like they're so head and shoulders above what else is out there on the market is the fact that they are worried about the environment and our relationship to the environment and our bodies also. So they have the science behind all of the products. There are over 100,000 tests done every year on the raw product as well as the finished products, and who else has 100% money back guarantee? You take these products and you feel that you get no benefit from them, that they didn't do anything for you, that you get your money back. Trust me, honest to gosh, that is the truth. They have highest safety standards. They were the very first company worldwide to become climate neutral, which means that they leave no carbon footprint in any of their facilities that are manufacturing or doing the research, or like their corporate offices that are in San Francisco. So nobody else. They were the first to come and did it of their own design. Now, Dr. Shackley also did product in 1960, maybe 1962, that is that cleaner, the basic cleaner, Basic Age. And That was before anybody knew anything about green. But that's why I feel it's real important to do these products. Now, if you don't decide to do the affiliate program of Shaklee and you decide, well, you're not going to take the products or you're going to take something else, that's okay. You can do my lifehealthmore.net. You can listen to the videos that I have on there, the tutorials for advanced training. You can get the emails and everything and benefit from all of that. But I will do, for the people who do decide to do the one-on-one coaching, to do the products, get one-on-one coaching from me. They get life coaching, health coaching through me in a one-to-one situation. If you don't live here, we work with Zoom. I do FaceTime. And so there's a great benefit to using the products. It will not only ensure that you're healthier and you lose weight in a healthy way, but you'll have me along the way. I mean, wouldn't you always like to have a coach? I mean, look, people like Oprah do coaches. You know, you get the movie stars that have coaches on a regular basis. I can't come over and cook for you, but I will be your coach. And so we will be in touch as you're going through this process. I can't tell you how excited I am about the potential for people to really make some changes. And it's just something that I have always done. And this component of working with Facebook and doing the videos and now my page, lifehealthmore.net, I really feel like I'm in place to help people a lot. Whether or not you're going to do the Shaklee supplements, I believe in my heart that it's the best thing for you. So now moving on to, I want to tell you about, those of you that are local, the event that I have on January 6th. It's going to be a 2-hour window, although if we have so many people we have to run over, that it's going to be for fulfilling and getting your New Year's resolutions set. And it's going to be great because I will have laptops here that people will be able to work on and do the health print, and they'll answer 20 questions. 20 simple questions and write down, get their answers, and then I will work with you one-to-one to go through it to understand what the health print is, and then we'll talk about mapping out your plan. The only thing that you need to bring is yourself and a journal. And so any kind of journal that you use. A couple of people just today told me that they bought Your Perfect Food Plan, and they're using that for a journal. And again, that's available on Amazon with the Zen of Weight Loss. So you bring your journal and yourself. I'm going to have a smoothie testing, and so that I'll make some smoothies and you guys can taste what they're like. Now, there's other ways to benefit too. For people who come and join and they decide they want to be a co-host, bring 3 friends with you, and the 4 of you will get the same treatment, the same program, but you as the hostess will benefit because when they purchase the starter kit for the 180 program, then you get benefit, and the person that brings in co-host, wait, I'm going to reach down here. Sorry, I'm disappearing. Anyway, anybody that co-hosts gets an entire, there you go, powder. This is the powder for, this is pumpkin spice, which is amazing. And you get one of these as a gift from me. And then there are other ways to earn gifts. So if you're interested in being a co-host and you're here in St. Charles County in St. Louis, please contact me. Go to the event that's on this page and say, hey, listen, I want to come and I want to be a co-host and I'm bringing these people, and get yourself signed up early so that I can get you a good spot to sit and with all your friends, and we'll be able to go through it. Now, another thing that I'm going to bring, here's something. This guide, look at this. This is incredible. It's not a typical catalog. Let me show you. I'll turn it to the 180 program. What I love about it is that it talks in detail about the products. So it gives you the information. It talks about the starter kit and everything. So it's more than just a catalog. It's really a product reference guide. So anyway, you get this too on the 6th. Then that way you can look through some other products and we'll talk about some other things. And here's another thing that I want to tell you about. I ordered this. My husband saw the box on the porch yesterday and he goes, "More Shackley?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I kind of don't want to run out of this pumpkin spice. I've got quite a few here because I want to have them for my hostesses, and it's only available for a limited time, and so I wanted to have it because I like it too. But anyway, this is something I'm going to talk about. This is the new skincare line that was just released this year. Can you tell the word on there? It says youth, and this product is incredible. I've been using it since I bet it was out about a week, and then I started to use it, and it's wonderful. It has people comment all the time about my skin and how great it is. And so I'm not going to get into that now. But if anybody is interested in hearing about this, on the 6th of January, I can show you this stuff. I can let you look at my skin. Okay. So I hope that you decide that you're going to join me on the 6th. If you're not able to come, get in touch with me. We'll figure out another time we can do a tasting for you with smoothies. And I appreciate you spending the time. Remember that I want you to make sure that the choices that you're making are different than what you always make. And if you're working with me, I can help ensure that you do that. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. Take care.